Work smarter, not harder is one of those pieces of advice that sounds good in theory, but it may not actually be helping your business. It might actually be making things harder unintentionally. So this is what we're going to be jumping into today. So when you think of the advice, work smarter, not harder, what is it that you think of? Do you think of trying to find ways to make things faster and easier and reduce the amount of time that you spend working on them? Possibly. You might be thinking of automation and ways to increase efficiency, but sometimes working smarter, not harder can actually just leave you exhausted and not make anything any easier than it was before. If everything in your business feels harder than it should be, then it's not because you just haven't found that magical productivity hack that is going to change everything for you. So in this video, we are going to talk about what's really going on and what you can do instead. If you don't know me, my name is Kayla Droog, and I guide service-based business owners to create simple, sustainable systems to make their businesses run easier and not depend on them to be on and running things themselves 24/7. So let's talk about why productivity advice like work smarter, not harder might be failing for you and your business. So this is an example of advice that could be considered toxic productivity. A lot of productivity advice assumes that we have a certain number of hours per day or a certain energy level per day, that our energy level and our capacity and our availability remains fairly consistent, that we have the motivation and the executive function to follow through on things consistently. This kind of advice is part of optimization culture. It's part of assuming that you need to constantly be tweaking things for maximum efficiency, that there are always ways to make things better, and that is the thing that we should be striving for. There's not necessarily something wrong with that as a principle, but people take it too far. So there comes a point where it's not helpful to be focused on optimizing something if it means that we are not actually finishing the task or the project because we are getting so caught up in perfecting it. If you focus on automating a whole bunch of things in your business, on optimizing them for maximum efficiency, but the business that you started from was messy and chaotic and you didn't fix the chaos first, you are building those automations on a shaky foundation. Those automations and efficiencies are not going to fix the mess in the first place. So now you are optimizing something that is unstable. And this is a situation where a lot of people tend to buy a new platform or maybe a course or a program, something that is going to put a Band-Aid on the problem rather than actually addressing the underlying cause. So buying a new tool is not going to fix things if the real problem is that you are overwhelmed with the number of decisions you have to make on a daily basis. Those two things do not have anything to do with each other. But it can be so tempting to think that this shiny object and that shiny object are going to be the thing that is going to somehow magically make the difference for you. Let's talk about the real problem that's happening here. If you are looking for ways to increase your productivity, you might be thinking that you need things that are going to help you put more effort into your business, that are going to help you feel more motivated to get things done. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough discipline and that's the problem. Maybe you are looking for things that are going to help you improve your time management. Again, none of these are bad, but they're probably not addressing the underlying issue. If your business consistently feels harder to run than it should, the issue is that you are relying on a business structure that is designed for you to be operating at your peak efficiency at all times. It's assuming that you are operating at a base level of time and energy and capacity. And that's probably based on your best day right now, not your average day. So here's what's actually going to make things easier in your business if this is where you're at right now. You do not need more efficiency or productivity hacks. You are not the problem. You are not broken. You do not need to overhaul your entire business in the next 30 days. God, who wants to do that? What is actually going to make things feel easier and lighter and easier to keep up with is lightening the load. Start from where you are right now, not your ideal version of you, not your ideal version of your business, but start where you are right now if things are feeling messy and overwhelming. So, what are the open loops that you can close right now so that you are not trying to keep track of so many tasks and projects and ongoing things? Because that is taking up a lot of space in your brain that is making everything feel harder. And then if you are putting systems in place or you're adding a new platform or tool to your business, is this something that is going to work for your real life bandwidth? Not your ideal day, not your ideal self, but your real life, your general average capacity on a normal day or in a normal week. And before you jump into thinking about things like automation or improving efficiency, you need to be clear on exactly what your business does. So you need set offers and pricing for things. You need a set way that you do things every time. And once all of that is clear and works and makes sense to you and your clients, that's when you now have a solid foundation that you can automate. If you don't have a blueprint for how your business is supposed to function from day to day, automating it is only going to make things messier because you're not going to have a roadmap to follow when you set up those automations. So they're going to be all over the place. They're probably not going to work together cohesively, and you're just going to be jumping from urgent thing to urgent thing and hoping that automation is going to fix it. And then the final thing that is really going to help your business feel easier right now, if you are feeling overwhelmed, is only try to fix one friction point at a time. So a friction point in this case is something in your business that is overwhelming you or feeling way more challenging than it should right now. So this could be something like feeling overwhelmed by the number of unread emails in your email inbox to the point where it's hard for you to answer any emails at all. Or you have a backlog of overdue tasks in your client management platform to the point where it is difficult for you to even log in. Or you are behind on one specific project, and the longer you leave it, the harder it is to work on it. And feeling guilty and stressed out by it is preventing you from moving forward on things in general. So figure out what that one main friction point is for you right now. There may be more than one, but pick the one that feels the biggest, the heaviest, the most urgent, the thing that is being the biggest bottleneck and preventing you from moving forward on other things. And Just fix that one thing at a time. Set a timer for 30 minutes and clear out as much of the backlog in your inbox as possible. Do as many of those overdue CRM tasks as possible. Just do one thing on that project that you have been avoiding that's preventing you from moving forward. It's not about the amount of time you spend on it necessarily. It's about lessening that mental block that is preventing you from moving forward on that thing. It's about making that thing feel smaller and more manageable, even if you don't get it completely wiped out and off your plate today. So if your business has been feeling harder than it should, heavier than it should, messy behind the scenes, these are the places that I recommend starting. If you have questions about this or how it looks in your particular business, feel free to leave any questions down in the comments. And if you are looking for more support with this kind of thing, with making your business feel easier, with getting more structure in place that actually supports you and doesn't depend on you being at 100% capacity every day, that is the kind of thing we do together in my program, the Comfy Systems Club. So if you're interested in learning more about that, the link is down in the description. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. That lets me know to keep making more content like this. And if you know someone who would benefit from this, please share it with them. I will see you soon.